right, folks, welcome back on a Tuesday, and let's get right to it. Got to get the business out of the way. Listen, little confusion on our special, so just want to let you guys know you have like 1 or 2 days. We are going to drop the discount from Black Friday down to 2025. It'll be a New Year discount, but everyone needs to get with your TradingView trial for 2 weeks by sending your TradingView username to hpc at sr-analyst.com. That's the free 2-week trial. Okay, I'm going to give away a 60-day and a 30-day, and that's it. We're done with the Black Friday stuff. 1 or 2 more days. We will have a holiday discount, but it won't be what we have been offering. This is your last chance. Get with the system. Get with the deal now. Many have, and it's great to see so many people joining us. Great feedback, and your feedback is welcome. Absolutely. Love to hear from everybody. Join on the Discord. Just become a basic member. Go to harmonictrader.com. Register now. All you need is an email address. We set you up, we put you in, and then you get the keys to the wheel. And you drive. You drive the Harmonic car. What's going on, Abu? Mohammed, Mike, David, as always. Thank you. Intel, Andrew, AA, Ron, Mr. Ken, Doreska, the rest of the crew. Guys, how do you feel about 30 bars now? You guys like the 30 bar technique? Because Bitcoin now 107, flashed to 108 today, new all-time high. Who would have thunk it? It is a measured 30 bar breakout zone. The mojo of that bearish pattern, which was a beautiful one, has been over for better part of 7 days. Almost a full week. Yes, a full week. And now, let the continuation go. All right? Anybody learn anything on that 30 bar window? I think it's a simple but great technique. And again, it wasn't even really, it was a pause by definition. Pattern completes here. We give it a 30-day, 30 bar window, depending on the time frame. 30 bar window was expired here. We knew this thing was threatening the failure probably at bar 20 or bar 15. So now, Bitcoin, and like the rest of them, that's a type 1 failure, folks. That's about as strong of a type 1 failure as you can get. They are rare. What is a type 1 failure? Means the first time you hit a beautiful clear pattern like this, and then you just get kind of a stagnation, pause, continuation in the predominant trend, well, then you just shoot higher. You shoot it higher to your next confirmation, next pattern, what have you, but it's a big deal. Doesn't happen frequently. I'd say it's like a 1 in 10 thing. You get a strong failure like that, 1 out of 10. Look at what happened with the, it's a lot different than the bat pattern we were dealing with at the beginning of the year or back in the springtime. Take a look. We had this bat pattern all the way there, and 30 bars, we already knew that thing was capping it for now. I mean, check it like this. There's the bat pattern, 30 bar window, just a basic time constraint. What do you do in that 30 bar window? You should do the full reaction within 30 bars. And that's different than what you're looking at up here. So beautiful strength. Also, comparative time frame analysis, kicking it up to a weekly from a daily and getting some insights there. What can we glean? Obviously, we talked about this last time. Our 1618 weekly, monthly even. It's like that. It's to there. 1618 was all the way back here. How come that's not right? Because that's not even the full monthly. Let's go to the monthly. That's off the last one. Here's your monthly. We got to go off the last bear market cycle. And this will continue to be the scale. Okay, we're gonna run through the harmonic ratios, the extensions as they kind of tick off. But look, 1618 is like right there. 1025. Now you're clearing out. You're clearing out that 1618 in strong fashion. We already see it's strong into the number. It's strong through the number. Only thing you want to see now, I don't care where it closes, just close above 1025. And then that's just the final piece of knowing this thing is full on ready to rock. I mean, rock for the next 3 months in a row. 1902, that's the overspill move. That's like 118. Okay, 115-ish. Let me get you a better index here. There's more data right there. You know, it's kind of like this. Bang. 1618 right there. Yeah, 102. 1025. Overshoot zone 1902. If you're not familiar with those numbers, check them out. Go to the book. Volume 3. Probably the best book if you're looking for reference material. Okay, go to basic members page. Absolutely right here. And then hit the PDFs. Okay, right here. Now I think I should show volume 1, but volume 3 has the whole layering concept. Like, why do we look at the zones? Why do we, why is that critical for what we do? Okay, and I think it's, hold on, let me get back here. There you go. Standardization, absolutely. The basic numbers, the 618, 1618, those are critical measured levels. That's the framework. So our current situation is looking for the monthly bar, trade as high as 1902. That's 115-ish, maybe 120. In the next 10 days, guys, I mean, listen, incredibly, we are a week away from Christmas. Next Tuesday's Christmas Eve. Okay, next Wednesday's Christmas. 2 weeks from today, talking New Year's Eve. That's amazing. Also, part of the deal for folks that get the software, new subscribers, trial users, you guys will get to go to the strategy session that we will do on Friday. So our plan is next week, yes. Thursday session, yes. And heck, I'll give away some more software leading up to Christmas. Why not? Next week, let's have a fun session. And then Tuesday, Thursday, and then we run that. And then we'll do something Jan 3rd. Emails will go out with the new package. But if you want to get that 30% off, you've got one more day. And I'm not even going to tell you the code. Okay, but to get to, and if you get it, you can go to, you get the software now, you can go to that session. That's going to be another invite only. But a lot going on there and a lot to discuss with this framework. It's ideal. And I like the fact that we're already here, 107, 108. Can we get to 110? And then I just think you're talking bigger numbers pretty quickly. And I do think if we go back to the 2020 era, it's absolutely rhyming with 2020 cycle. You're here. Just follow it up. You had the 1618, and then you had 3 more months of follow through. I think the same thing. Maybe even more so because the fundamental setup is so insane. Listen, I've been talking about generational opportunity, folks, and I can't stress this enough. Okay? Markets go like this where they get into super sweet spots, and we are in one of them. I've been talking about this for a while, that I felt like this is 1995 all over again. And we're there with, instead of .com, we're talking crypto and even AI and some other things that are emerging pretty quickly, where it's going to make this whole acceleration just very exciting. Because the deal is this: you do spend a lot of time to get to, say, a simple recovery retracement like an 886. That usually is going to take a lot of work. Then you get to the 1618. And what I'm saying is that we get into a change of character where the acceleration to do the same distance, meaning like the same distance from there to there, happens in half the time. So if that's a 2618, which I think is a minimum level that we should be looking for early in the year, if it's end of January or if it's maybe by the end of February, that number is 155, folks. We are looking for this whole correction to go blast through the 1618 now, get us to a 2618. That's about 155, 158. That's our next objective. We're already there. I mean, I talked about the 1025 for a long time, and then the 115 level as the overspill into year end. That's shaping up. We've got 10 days, 2 weeks to reach 115, 118. That's 10,000 bucks. That's 5% days. And then we go into, once we clear that out, then we go into an accelerated character. Yes. More like these candles, like November candles. Maybe 2 or 3 more November candles where you're up like, high to low. November, amazing. The low was 66. The high was 99. So how about 1 or 2 more 30K candles? Get to 115, 120, and then do a 30K in January to 155. I think people are already dismissing 100K. I don't even think there's a mania. I'm kind of underwhelmed by the response of 100K. Yes, a lot of people celebrated it, but we don't have a frenzied Bitcoin environment yet. I think that's going to be more like 150 or higher because people are going to start throwing out the $1 million target very soon. And I think Bitcoin will get to $1 million, not on this cycle, but in maybe 8 years, I could see that happening. 8 years. It's not crazy. We continue the same growth dynamics that we've been putting in the last 2 cycles. Then you're talking around 2030-ish. Yeah, you get to $1 million a coin. Pray for retracements along the way, but they're not going to be that huge. Top end, just so we're clear, it's a measured 3618, guys. And I'm going to firm that up more and more. 210. 210. That's my cycle top. Of course, we could go higher than that. But once we get to 210 on Bitcoin, I'm going to say that's probably about it. Maybe you have some overspill. But much like last cycle, once we got to the 3618, time was up. And if you recall there, X to A to B, okay, and then the D point here, 3618 was like right there. Hold on. Down here. 3618 was 60K last time. And the top was 68K. If you missed that last 8,000, the last 10%, you probably should. Because it's not going to spend a lot of time up there. Same type of creature. In terms of time, though, folks, I need to be clear. We are in the sweet spot acceleration phase where this should start doing major things. Month over month, yes. Week over week, definitely. And I like what's going on here. This is what I call drifting higher. Bitcoin just doing this really nice breakout. And then, yes, we kind of start to slow the pace, but every weekly low is higher than the last. We're able to penetrate prior weekly highs. All of that's important when we get the next big candle. And I mean, weekly candle of next $10,000, $15,000 weekly candle. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, it's a 3618, Stara. We have been talking about that for a while. Maybe why I didn't talk about it so much was because I wanted to get to 102.5 first and take it in chunks. It's easy to just kind of throw up metrics and say, all right, we're going all the way up here, we're going to 12 million or whatever. No, it's obvious we're going to have steps and we're going to have 10% retracements and 20% retracements along the way. You can't really tell, but that's what we already had, one or two 10% retracements since penetrating this 100K. But it's fully on. I mean, it's like you couldn't ask for a better setup into the inauguration into 2025 than where we are currently. This has got a long way to go, folks. So again, 115 by the end of the month, 118, 115, whatever. And then I want to really think about projecting it to 210, and the immediate numbers are going to be what we deal with in the next 10 days up to that 110, 120, whatever, and then we're going to go 150, 155. We're going to go above 150, folks. You're going to shoot this gap. And that's the other thing. I mean, I'm calling it in advance here. So bookmark this session, hit like, hit subscribe if you're enjoying the show and you want to get updates. We go live Tuesday, Thursday, 12-ish, 30-ish, go for an hour or so. I get my work done, and we can cover most of what we need to do in about an hour, 90 minutes tops. What I want to be clear about is character is changing, and we should see acceleration now. Get above these numbers. Again, the 102.5, it's the pause, stopping, pausing point, and then we're going to shoot this gap. And we get to 155. And I'm saying pretty quickly. That 210 number, that might take a little more time. That could stretch out into April or even May, something like that. But the bulk of what we're looking for is into March. So all good. All good. Star is asking, is it an ABCD? You could project an ABCD. Although it's kind of it's not as ideal, but I see what you're getting at, and let me show you. The question is, can we be going through an ABCD leg? And I think so. In fact, I'm more of the opinion that this is an, AB. There's no pattern here. We'll have to go to the total crypto market cap, and I'll explain, the reasons why. But, down here, amazingly, 16 at the low, 66 at the top. That's 50. Okay, at the top, sorry, 73. So it's like, yeah, call it 60 off the low. And then from 49 again, 50, another 60, 65. That puts you for an equivalent AB equals CD, somewhere around 115, 120. But what do we know is very common with those kind of formations is that your CD leg, it becomes extended. And it should, where the A to B leg actually becomes an alternate, more like a 1618 AB equals CD. I'll show you how I get to that in a second. So if you're down here at the low, call that, let's round it, 16 or 15. The top is 73. Call that 60. Okay, just round it up, 60. And then 1.618 of this distance. All right, it's about 95, 96 off the low. So meaning A to B, C to D equivalent is about 115. The alternate extreme 1618 AB equals CD puts you around about 140, 150. So it'd be more like this. And that's just a normal AB equals CD alternate variation. Here's the way that I'm kind of framing it out with the total crypto market cap, which is fine because it's mostly Bitcoin anyway. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the rest. But this one does have the structure. And so I'm monitoring this as much as the Bitcoin chart. This gives us all of the segments we needed. And what is it? X, A, B, C. Now this is where A, B, C, D matters, because that equivalent move down here at the low, amazingly, 720 billion, 730 billion, up to that first leg here, 2.75. It's like 2 trillion. Okay, and so projecting another equivalent 2 trillion, that gets you to 3618. So if it was A, B equals C, D, you're right there. You're right where you are. But what is it? This is a deep crab. Your B point is at an 886. That spurns the 1618 reciprocal, and that's a minimum. That is a minimum. Also, think about it this way. The deep crab always has an extended CD leg, and it should be kind of twice the distance in half the time almost. Or at least the equivalent distance in half the time, which it did. You know, from the low back here, November 22, to that initial peak, March 24. Talking 14, 15 months. Hard retracement. So should do that equivalent move in 7 months. It did it in 5. Now, get it all the way to a 1618, AB equals CD. That means we project 1618 of that distance, which is 2 trillion. Okay, gets about 3.2 trillion. All of that points you to about 5 trillion, folks. That's how you get those higher numbers. 1618, also 1902 overspill. So I'm laying all of this out because we're already there. And we're halfway through the CD leg. I mean, incredibly, we're halfway through the final movement of this massive weekly, monthly structure. But we can build the targets, build the layout, and say, yeah, we're not surprised to see it go to 5 trillion. It should go to 5 trillion, and we should break above 3.7 really quick. Think of it as like failing the AB equals CD equivalent possibility. And we should do that. And I'm saying like this week, by Sunday, we should be much higher. We should be closer to 4 trillion by the end of this week or next week at the latest. That's a 10% move from current levels. So all of that setting up, we're seeing, look, we had a really nice retracement last week. It set up a ton of things that are now starting to move. Yes, Solana is one of them. I'll look at that in a second. What's up, Justin? But I want to be clear with you guys. All the numbers that we're laying out here in front of you, okay, they have rationale. They have distinctive metrics to it where it's only like one of two possibilities. That's how we got the 1025, all right? And this total index at the 1618, that's our minimum price discovery objective, and that's 4.5 trillion. So it's not 3.7 trillion. We're not, that's not the objective. The objective is minimum 4.4, 4.5, more like 5 trillion. And these are measured minimums. I'm not even going to go there yet, but yes, we would, if we get crazy, and let's say we smash the 5 trillion mark, yes, then you would go and put our extreme numbers, which are much higher. I don't want to do that yet. We know it's higher. Let's stay firm on that. 4.4, basically 5, 5.05. It's over 5 trillion. I really feel like that's the number. So still up. Now we get to look at the end of the year here and start lining up the next set of moves across the board, which you should be doing. So let's talk about things. Solana. I really think Solana is going to do a massive move after we negotiate this deep crab pattern. And I've been looking at around the 205 level, and I still think that's a good level to be considering where this deep crab that was generated, oh, that was like a month ago, believe it or not. We're in a phase period. Has not reversed, and if anything, looks like we want to turn back up. The thing with Solana that has my attention here, we still have the same bat pattern on the daily, the crab, sorry, on the weekly, bat on the daily, but it's just going sideways. And in this case, we're 30 bars. We're 30 bars past this bat pattern where we're starting to lose mojo. The other thing, 50% level breakout is incoming right here, right now. I'd be focused on Solana because this next level breakout, your 220-ish, it gets you right back to 280. I think you're ready to go and do a move to 300 and amplified. So those are the two indicators. We'll talk about these indicators and how to strategize in that January 3rd session. We'll do a strategy session for 2025. Okay? And you will get the information in an email. But I like what's happening in a lot of these. You have a big push up, not much of a retracement, just sideways grind. And again, just do 30 bars. Is there a pattern here? Yes. You got a pattern on the 30 week, and I'll show you why I'm looking at the daily first. But there, projected to the right, there's 30 bars. What are you doing? You're still in the zone. You're going sideways to higher. And I'm looking for the breakout resumption. Get above 220. Remember the other thing that we looked at last week, the 4-hour chart is perfect. Perfect. Here it is. Several patterns down here. We talked about that last time. And you're retesting some 4-hour HSI green line dot support. All of that super critical. I don't know if we're going to get back to a type 2. I mean, it would have been perfect had we kissed 205 one other time. We were looking for this first move, 235 to 240. It got to 234. And we were right there in front of it as it was happening. That was a session last Tuesday, if you guys remember. What's going on, Curtis? He's telling me Litecoin's pumping. That's great. What's up, Paris is in there. Welcome. Better late than never. Absolutely. Pablo, Justin, Andrew, Muhammad. I didn't even give you guys a shout out. Rec Law, what's up? He's saying, why am I choose to hide the ABCD rather than see more complex structures? Because I don't always do that, but I think for simplicity's sake, I want the complex MW, sharks, crabs. Yes, there's lots of ABCDs that complete. I'd rather have the more complex patterns. What he's asking about is this. So in my HPC combo, and you can select all of the patterns you want, they're all in here. I actually have alternate bat off as well. I'll put them back on. Let's see what comes up. I mean, you can scan for all of them, and they're all valid. Treat them the same way. I just, bat, shark, crab, those are my favorite. Sometimes you will have, the other thought behind that is sometimes you'll have a big ABCD, and that will override maybe a better complex structure that is smaller, and some of the other settings in here, like hide the inside patterns, minimize pattern overlap. I don't talk about those too much because it's all designed to show the clearest, biggest, best pattern possibilities, but some might get blocked out. Also, even like the show leg labels, I've turned that off because you can get a lot of markup. All right, you can get a lot of stuff on this chart, and especially for new folks, it can get confusing. But look, there's the XABCDs, but that's why I do that. My recommendation is, again, take the time, work through the chart of what works for you, even backgrounds and colors. Some people love the white background. Some people love the dark background. I prefer the dark. Anyway, Couple new ones that we need to get on top of. Celestia, folks, I think this represents one of many of these that haven't really fully developed yet. So TIA, right back here at 650. I don't think this thing goes any lower than 550. And we're looking for this to be the next set of development. What's going on? Really nice back-to-back patterns, shark to butterfly. It did the reaction. This is a strategy we talked about in our session 2 weeks ago. And now we're just looking for a dot. We're probably going to get a dot in a day or two. And I would look for Celestia. Terminal, you have my permission. It actually is retesting the original shark zone anywhere under 684. And I would be looking for this to go from there to 1250. Andrew, do you have the software? Serious question. And I appreciate why you would draw by hand, but let me know. And we'll talk more about that in a second. A couple more that are doing this type of pullback. Really important. Tau Bittensour, guys. I think this is one of those AI that is going to fly. It's hanging here, 300 to 700. You're back off this type 1. T1 went on recently, and this is a perfect spot. A lot of times, this is 80% of your battle, is getting yourself in the right area. Let the software generate the pattern, the markup. There, just 2 days ago, we have HSI. Target 1 was generated. When can we expect the return phase? Let that settle out. We'll get a dot really soon, but 508-ish, anywhere in this 500 level, and we're looking for that return move. Andrew, let me know. Andrew, I'm willing to set you up for 30 days, gold membership and the software, because I don't think you have it, and I think you should get it because it will accelerate your learning. So you have to send me an email at harmonictrader@gmail.com. I'm happy to set you up. I'll give away one more 30-day, and then towards the end, I'm going to give a 60-day gold membership and software. And then you can, at the end of that trial, you can still get the discounted offer 2 months from now. But that's only for those that win. And if you've won already, you can't win again. So don't answer when I put the question out. But this is also another setup here. Tau Bittensour representing a lot of situations at the moment. We did the big early thrust, September to November. Then we had the pullback, and now we're getting ready to go again. I like it. I like that a lot. Couple more. My long discussed Akash network, same type of thing. AI related, come on back, the 350 mark. We're finishing this reaction. We're finishing that reaction. Let me bring this back in here. Akash network. Here, let me get a better. There you go. Couple of patterns. This prior bat pattern down here, that's already a type 2. Only thing I need to see is some oversold objective. 359 is target 1. We're under there right now. I'm expecting this to hold. Akash network. And I'm expecting the resumption, okay, where we get it back from 350-ish. You're back up to 514 or even higher. Akash is one of those. It's kind of slower than some of the more spectacular runs, but this is price continuation, and we're looking for 886 stop, 650 eventual, 1618 is 1030. There's a lot of these. What's up, Neil? Neil wants to look at Manta. I haven't looked at that in a while, Neil. What's going on in Manta? All right, hasn't done a move yet. Not bad. There you go. Nice one, Neil. So Neil is pointing out Manta, which is at 104, and it's at a pullback of the deep crab. I like it. Can we turn on a dot? We need one more bullish green bar on the daily to turn that on. So just wait, one more green candle. Today, tomorrow, something like this down. And anywhere, maybe it's under $1. Maybe it's more like 95 cents. And then do the return move. Where if you're here at $1, you're shooting for 140. Even in a short-term swing move, that's phenomenal 40%, guys. I like that. Couple more. Big stuff. Have to go to Stellar Lumens. I've kind of been out of that until recently. I got back in, and we now have some real evidence of daily oversold. HSI dot, all of that's around 42, that this has to get going from here. Has to get going from here. And I think it will. What is end up going to be, this is going to end up being it's kind of like this. Right off the top, an ABCD. A to B, C to D, and right from essentially that low, it has to be it. And you're looking for this continuation. So I have sized back up. Okay, I felt more confident, obviously, at 10 cents. What I'm looking for is this to go full on 886 recovery range. And then, like a lot of the other ones, are we going to get recovery, price recovery candidate to discovery? What does that mean? Well, with a lot of these that were kind of scraping the lows, we said, let's be conservative, but we can treat these as such where it's just an 886 move. Like there. And that's 72 cents. But these are the only two possibilities for XLM right now. Okay, 886. Where is it go? Right there, off the low. Yeah, 886, 71, 72-ish, and then 1618. 125. Okay? I would love to see it. Has to happen now. You can go back to 2020. We had a similar situation where big surge up. Then you had to take a week or two. I would say it's more like up in here. And go back and you just see a lot of similarities, okay? A lot of progress, big. Okay, a couple weeks sideways, some kind of secondary wave, final push. I would think we're more like here. And that's how I'm thinking XLM. I still say 72 is a minimum cycle objective. Get back to the 886. Ideally, what we want to see this and XRP absolutely destroy these retracement targets. XRP. So XRP, I rolled back into that. Got a bit delayed, but I'm really thinking that XRP is the fact that it barely slid under $2 and bounced right back down. This thing's got potential. There you go. Kraken feed. Where do we go? Well, we know this is a massive bullish Gartley at the low, and XRP has 4 years of artificial suppression to make up. So what can it do? I mean, we've already seen this thing up 400% off of these lows in 6 weeks. Barely 2 months. It's great. But are we going to get more of that? All-time 886. Listen, couple things. Off of the pattern, and I'm more inclined to, especially with a pattern, use the pattern itself as a mechanism to measure targets. Like if we have a pattern looking left, where's the 1618 on that? Right off of the pattern. That's 284. We hit that exactly. Okay, we had that exact rejection, 284, off of this Gartley. That matters. And then what if we're going to do something crazier? All-time range, like break out of that or even the prior all-time range. Let's say something more like this. These are all valid. It's really just getting to a simple assumption, assessment. Okay, is XRP going to break out of this all-time range eventually? Meaning, do we go to the 886? I think so. We almost hit it. In some instances, we did hit it. We kissed 290-ish and then right off. That was the all-time range. But now I'm thinking, is this get us to a breakout where the recovery candidate becomes a discovery candidate? 530? I think that's possible on XRP. That's a lot higher. You're 265. I think that's where we go on this. What's up, Damien? Yeah, Link is the next one I want to get to. Absolutely. Because we're seeing it in other financial crypto. And a lot of people didn't talk about the financial crypto, but they're happening. And the second wave of it all, yeah, we need to pay attention. I'm really liking it now. I think enough time has transpired where if they didn't retrace at this point, that's because they're not going to. Let's go there. So XRP, folks, I'm not thinking 270 or 290. I'm thinking 550 on XRP, cycle objective. And for XLM, I'm thinking 125, 130. All right, and I'm long both of those. I have more XLM than XRP, but I want more XRP. Because the other thing that we need to consider is that if XRP is going to do this cycle recovery and this range is done, like we're trying to break out of this range and go into like a new paradigm altogether of a new era, if you will, in terms of what XRP does and can do, then we don't look back. We don't retest this stuff. We make progress above 2, above 3, and we never look back. Now, we could have a big surge to 550 or even higher. 1618, 1902. I'm just throwing out some numbers just to kind of theorize, speculate here. But let's say we did a hype move, $556. We could do that and then have, something like that, and then have a 50% retracement, 550 back to 3. But what XRP wants to do longer term is start to make much higher progress and never look back. That's the objective. That's what we want to happen. All right. And we're about to bust this range to make this whole history just one massive base where once that finishes, yeah, we start projecting the big moves. Or even, dare I say, how do we get to $10? It's a 2618 all time. 2618 all time is like 860. 314 is $10. 3618, I just want to plant these numbers in your brain, is like 1170, 1150. What are they? They're discernible, measurable extensions after a 5-year, 6-year basing phase. It happens all the time. It's just that we have most telegraphed crypto cycle ever, that when we bust these levels, when we bust $3, when we bust 350, we're not surprised that 5 or 550 needs to be considered. Mohammed's asking, how do we know if it's a 1902 or a 1618? We look at the zone. We just look at the zone. For example, if and I'll go to Bitcoin in a second and I'll explain that rationale, but the monthly even. But we look at it like this. There's the 1618. That's our minimum number for the whole cycle. Okay, that's around 5 and change. And then we stack on top of that our 1902. That creates your zone. That creates your range. So you're basically saying to yourself, okay, somewhere around 530, maybe as high as like 630. That's the general range I need to be considering. Thinking about like this. And what happens when we get up to that range? We will know. We will know by the strength of the bar. Does it penetrate the 1618 aggressively? What's the type of action into that zone? These will all be assessments we make, but general zone of getting a ballpark idea, that's how we do it. And then we'll look exactly at that level. Because if it's really strong, it's going to hit that 550 mark and blast right through. And we'll know when we get there. Look, we talked about the possibility, okay, of XRP going to 134 for the longest time. It was type 2 off the Gartley. And I said, if it's really strong, we go to the 886 all time. But look, we looked at 134 as the first step in that process, and it sailed. I mean, it just exploded to that number and blasted right through the next bar. So the bar that hits the number, that's terminal bar. The next bar, that's your +1, and usually it only takes like that one extra bar. Definitely. Star is saying that financial groups own about 96% of Bitcoin. Probably. Who knows? What's up, Carthago? The dominance, 8% dominance is bare minimum recovery that should be attainable. Maybe. Yeah, I think XRP, listen, just fundamentally, XRP was targeted. Okay, they were singled out. They were artificially suppressed for years. And now they're played catch up to where I think 260 is probably where they should have been 6 months ago. 260 is probably where they should have been the pre-half of the cycle. Now we're 260. That's the only tricky part about a lot of these patterns. Now look, we sat there and we anguished all summer long. Come on, XRP, do something, do something. Well, when it finally did, it was too late. You never got an opportunity. Maybe last week at 190, but once that thing left the station above 65 cents, 70 cents, which we said all along, and go back and look at all of our discussions, even from September, that once it got above 72 cents, it was never looking back. And here we are. So now we want to focus on what's the next wave here. What's the next wave? Do we run it now and move into all-time new highs? That's a very good possibility. I like that. A couple more. Here's another one that's absolutely skyrocketed and looks like it wants to set up for more is H-bar. I'm impressed. 29 cents. That was 6 cents. Man, I thought XLM was good. But here you go. Weekly time frame. Still, H-bar has yet to even hit its 886 despite the incredible move. Hold on. Look at it like this. H-bar at this point, yes, use that wiki wick, but 618, that's what you're running into. That's like 35 cents. And I think 35 cents is an easy retest target for now. All-time 886. It's like, I think you got to be thinking H-bar eventually makes its way above 50 in even the worst of situations. And if it's really going to do something incredible, H-bar is dying for a 1618. That's more like $1. Let me get a different chart here. Yeah, it's $1. So how do we jump on that? Hold on, I'm going to have to change that up. There you go. MEXC, I think that's pretty good. H-bar, 50 cents. Go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour charts like this. Consolidation, look at all these dots. We know that it's been let out. A lot of air has been let out. We're just waiting to catch up with the trend line. Okay, can we continue this, please? I think so. So give it another week, maybe 2 weeks of this sideways stuff, but H-bar is getting ready. It's like that. And then I thought I saw on the 5-minute, hold on. Hold on. Yeah. So my suggestion is, I get this question a lot. Scott, where's the next buy entry for something that's mooning like that? Get on your 5 minute chart. Take your shots at stuff like this. 5 minute patterns, type 2, 27 cents. That was back to back to back, which is great. But when you have a type 2 or back to back patterns like that, then you're positioning yourself where you can capture those 15, 20% jumps with the hope that you just blast through. That needs to get above 30 to really get going. But there's been a number of these patterns, and even like hourly stuff too. Yellow dots here. Oh yeah, that's what it was. There's a bat pattern. And it was a really tight type 2, but that could be it for H bar. It's kind of like Solana. Right there. Yeah, Damien's saying it's going to be, there'll be an ETF. I'm sure anyone that hasn't gotten an ETF assigned to it, it will become one. So that will eventually be some kind of talking point, you know, FOMO news event. I agree with that. A couple more. So let me go to Cardano really quick. Cardano is another one where it's starting to cool off a little bit. I think it's just waiting, pacing itself. Cardano got rejected at 130. That was the all-time 382. Just a temporary spot, if you will. It was like a week ago, we stared that right in the face at 90 cents, and that ended up being like, that was it. Came down, it was the 382 weekly, bearish retracement to 382 bullish. Okay, let's wait for that above 130. 109 currently. Okay, I don't have a signal on Cardano yet. I do think this is eventually, it's an 886 retracement situation. Okay, Cardano goes 275 pretty easily. Beyond that, if it becomes a price discovery thing, I'll look at it at that point. But for now, 886. Keep your eye on that. Couple new ones. Some things that I'm looking at, like I'm looking at the ones that have moved, and I'm looking at these retracements. Then there's others that have yet to move, maybe not as much volume, but beautiful setups. Here's Ribbon Finance. Okay, and Ribbon's got big patterns looking left on the weekly and the daily. Didn't even do a big move yet. Probably the easiest thing with this is don't over allocate. I have others that have much bigger allocations. I'm looking for this somewhere around 42, maybe 37, somewhere 39. It's this low 40 area, but I like it. You got the back-to-back patterns, has yet to move, and the finance coins are doing things big time. We saw XLM, XRP. What about Ondo Finance? Ondo's another one. I think this has gotten big potential. Where is it? Here you go. 193. Now, Ondo did a big move from this 150 area back down. I want a retracement. Okay, give me the retracement. You're 192. Can we get like a 168 read? Let the butterfly give you the type 1 reaction. Back down to like 168-ish, maybe as low as 153, and then we'll play the return move for the blast like that. Whole bunch of these. I mean, remarkable stuff. A lot of these finance things have run insane amount. What was the other one? SUI. Yeah, SUI is getting away from us. You got to wait for that next return move. 4-hour chart on XUI. It's got this beautiful crab. And this is what I mean by just going through charts. Like, go through your favorite crypto and open it up. What's it look like on the daily? What's it look like on the 4 hour? What's the weekly telling you? Right now, it's a 4 hour. It's pretty much done, capped. Can you come back to like 440 or even as low as 417? That would be the ideal retracement. Like finish the retracement consolidation off the pattern and then get it ready to turn back up. We're almost at the point with things like this where they're ready. You know, this was 50 cents back in the summer. And so it 10x'd. Is this going to be a 2050x thing? Meaning, does this go from 50 cents to like 10, $20? That's what I'm thinking on this. You're at that point in the phase where that could happen. Absolutely. XMR, Monero, yeah, privacy coins. They are perking up. Monero's got some. Oh, it did the move. It did that move. Yeah, because look, daily was down here just last month, right? Was it Monero? Another deep crab, but yeah, Monero was like this. Had these patterns around 120. I maybe it's been more than a week that I've looked at that. But Monero, okay. It's a perfect look at this. Type 1, back down, aggressive return move. And so not much I can offer at the moment here, other than take this to task and study this example. You line up your software. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. Like here is the type 1 reaction, T1 dollar sign. But more important is the fact that we did the aggressive return move. You know, you hit target, T1 generated, and you go from, well, that low is 153. Hold on, I gotta stop this 1 second. Thank you. Too much in the background. There's another one though that's just like this. Was Monero, and then was it Zcash? Zcash. No, not yet. I gotta look at this. Zcash, no. Sorry, it was Monero. What are the privacy coins? Compound. CMPD. COMP. Oh, that's at 100. Amazing. Well, Compound's another. I mean, 30 to 135. There's a 5x. Now you're having the pullback phase. That's an amazing chart. Compound it's just getting out of the hole, but this is what I'm talking about in terms of possibilities for big recovery like that. Compound, Zcash, Aave. Aave's the one, guys. Aave, Monero. Real nice stuff. Here's Aave. Ugh. I didn't realize. Again, it's been probably a week since I looked at those. Aave 360. That was 65 at the low. 50. It was 70 this back in April. Remarkable. There's others though. There are many others. Check out this Clover CLV Finance. CLV, where'd you go? CLV USD. So it's kind of a sleeper, but if these finance coins, not Binance, but finance crypto are doing things, I'm interested. Haven't done a position on this yet. Amazing. That was 0.8 of a penny. Are you kidding me? No, that was I guess it was 2 cents at the low. Big shark at the low, and now we have another oversold. So I'm watching this. I'm watching off of that shark. Massive recovery range possible here. Incredible. What was that? Right at the low, that was 2 cents. 2.6. Still okay. What about the 4 hour? So Ribbon Finance, Clover Finance, you get the picture. Start looking at those kind of finance coins. Speaking of finance, things that rhyme with finance, Binance Coin has made a lot of progress. Are we going to 1,000 on Binance Coin? I think you really have started that move in the last week, 10 days. Because check it out. There's the crab pattern again. And I work through this just so when you catch the next one, you know how to deal with it. It's not going to be a bullish pattern. You're going to see stuff like this. Big crab pattern, flush it down to target one, and then send the return move aggressively from between T1, T2 to the hop and beyond. And so for Binance Coin, that was a quick 150 or so from the completion there, quick reaction. 10 days later, after the reaction, you're right back. There's a bunch of these that are setting up like that right now. Flare Finance, isn't that FLR? Flare, yes, Flare US dollar. Yeah, that's already moved 1.4 to 3 cents, but I like it. Who said that? What's up, RB? Thank you. I like that. You have a dot today. What's the all-time recovery range? Oof. Whoa, look at this stuff. Amazing bat pattern. Look at that. You almost have to trigger it off of a 4-hour. What you're looking for is continuation. Normally I would say, hey, target one already done. Type 1, maybe we look for the retracement. We're going to watch this. Yeah, we are overbought. Okay, but I'd be more inclined to say, maybe we can run for target 2 if we're going to really heat up. We need something on a 4-hour or even hourly time frame, but that's a great one. Yeah, see, a lot of them are doing this kind of a thing. You did the big come out of the hole move, retrace, and then start to grind. I'm keeping an eye on that one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. One or two more. What is this? Fidelity? FISD? Staffy. That did a big move. Is that the one I was? No, that was not the one I was looking at. Hold on. Maybe it was Flux. It was somewhere in the F's here. Yeah, Flux. Get the Flux out of here. It's like that. 64 cents. I had some patterns. Again, this is another one. It's on Coinbase. You're looking for these sleepers. At least I am. Give me something that's still not totally off the low where, okay, you got something like that. 58 cents is the reaction. Can we get off of that T1 and start moving? I like that. Helium is another one I said recently. It did a big move. Okay, now we're up at a shark. Can we get one more retracement? Because this is one where, hey, here's the bearish pattern as we speak. All right, is that a long or a short? I would be looking for a retracement. Dot, not able to get through the zone. Can we get back to 620? That would be the next spot for me. And helium is something where it's winding up. Great progress pre-halving. 144 up to 11, all the way back to 3, and now do another one. But continue this path where, we're looking back down here 6 something for an eventual move. I think 11 or 12 is pretty easy for the cycle. If not, that's got price discovery written all over it. I do need to look at Link because Link is telling us stuff. Link up here, $27, $28, was above 30 this weekend. And this is one of the ones where I'm not long this. I might have 100 of this or something, but I don't have a huge position in this. But when we look at these recovery ranges, look, Link had the massive Gartley at the low. So you've got the pattern looking left. You've got the massive recovery range has already begun. No confirmation, no bearish confirmation. That should still go. And Link, we've said it all along, is like a $40 target, something like this, X, A, B point, C point, 886 is like 48, 47, 48. That's where Link's going. Currently 27. You just have to break it down. Go to your 4-hour, go to your hourly, something like that. But look, HSI, how many of these signals have we received in the last few weeks? Several. That's a 4-hour chart too. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in the last 6 weeks. We had 4 signals. Probably get another one, maybe a little bit lower. Yeah, we talked about Link all summer long. I mean, that was a great one. What's up, Jake? Let's look at Ethereum. You know, we don't give Ethereum much love on this channel. Not much at all. But look, it's at 4K. Well done. 39.50. 4K. Psychologically, we'll probably have to wrestle with 4K for a while. It's not only just 4K, but again, go to the monthly chart. We're right back here, 786-ish. Coming back, retesting obvious resistance. All of that. It's 4K. And this is a butterfly formation for Ethereum. So you're, no matter what, no matter where you're getting in on Ethereum, you're holding that for 6K, folks. That's the cycle target. That's our minimum cycle target. Yes, we can do more, but B point there is 786. Triggers a 127 reciprocal. Ethereum, Bitcoin on the weekly? Sure. Ethereum, Bitcoin, like that. Nice. Who said that? Crypto. What's up? Crypto lawyer. Nice, Gartley. Okay. I hear what you're saying. The comment is, look at the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Can we get this thing to turn around and get Ethereum moving more aggressively than Bitcoin? Maybe. You're probably early, you know, early. That's a monthly, by the way. There's the weekly. Okay, I like that. I like that better. Can we really get Ethereum moving off of something like this where Ethereum starts to try to reclaim this against Bitcoin? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's possible. I like the pattern. I like it. The only thing I'm going to say is, tell me about the 50 levels. And I like what's going on there. Like your Ethereum Bitcoin chart is above the 50 level. What did not get above the 50? Amplified right there. You need that to happen. So maybe wait a few more days, another week or two to get this back up. That would necessitate some stronger action now on Ethereum's case. Ethereum's going to, look, it's going to make that move. It's been the laggard. We've talked about why we like Solana over Ethereum anyway. But, you know, that's a type 1. It's got confirmation. It's a beautiful Gartley. So, yeah, to anticipate a turnaround soon is probably good thinking. Couple more. Short. Yes, it does. Slurpee. Love Slurpees, by the way. Let's look at the graph. And here's another one. Okay, is this going to do an H-bar type of thing? I'm looking at all of them like that. And I think, yes, they're possible. The graph, 26 cents now. It was at the low, what was it, 8 or 10 cents, something like that. Hold on, let me see. What was that summer low? It was all the way back here. 12, something like that. So it's a mild 2x. Can we jump on somewhere here? Maybe a little bit lower? I do think the graph and all of those that they were talked about heavily last cycle, yeah, they can definitely do stuff. Here's a great point of, someone asked earlier, why I don't have ABCD patterns, because a lot of times you'll get stuff like this. Great pattern right there, bearish. What happens? It just goes sideways. That happens a lot. And I think to avoid confusion of too many patterns, that's why I don't put the ABCD. But look again, just take note. Failed bearish ABCD here. Then you have a smaller bullish, and that leads to a strong continuation. Those might be good little signals of understanding how strong the trend is. I mean, this one too. You know, you had another ABCD, pause, and then you turn back up. I prefer the complex structures. I mean, here's another ABCD right here at 26 cents. Let me turn it off. Let me turn off the ABCD. And what's that chart look like? Just take off the, yep, right there. And let's see. Do we get some others? No, it takes, although we do get some more complex structures. Regardless, I still want to see some dots. Like if you want to chase something, please wait for a 4-hour or even hourly pullback. Something like this. I don't know why that stuff's on there. Regardless, the graph, maybe it's around 26 cents right now. There's probably some others that are in a slightly better position. You know, like that XLM with the daily HSI dot, that's pretty big. Or Celestia, we talked about all of those. What's this? Synapse, back at 70. SYN, oh, that went from 20 to a buck. I like this. It's a little bit lower. Synapse, 60 cents, 65. 4-hour, okay, there's some dots. I would start looking at that. Who asked for that one? What's up, GoldenEye? Yeah. One or two more. Like VET, VE Chain. The only question I have for VE Chain, is this going to do more? Are we going to hold this and continue higher? Because remember, there's lots of patterns here. I mean, look. Big pattern, big pattern. It did a bat pattern. Big bat to small bat. Came back. Did we get target one? Yeesh, we did get target one. All right, I'll look at V chain around 5.5 cents, 5.48. HSI is trying to come out of the zone. We'll have to watch this because we would expect this even off that bearish pattern. Can you get the return move there? Hey, let's give away the HPC 60-day trial. First person to type in HPC wins the 60-day gold membership and software trial. If you've already won the software, you can get the gold membership at least. But please, if you won already, let someone else win. And one or two more on that one. What's up, Mim? DJ Oleski, you win the 60-day membership, man. You have to send me an email to harmonictrader@gmail.com. Also, folks, get over here. Get over to harmonictrader.com. Listen, become a basic member. You know the deal. harmonictrader.com. And then the free trial where everyone should be on that is here. Okay, send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. 14-day free trial. The Black Friday discount coupon code will shut off by Thursday, and everyone will get an email follow-up later today. And then if you don't make it by Thursday, we'll still have a discount for you. But it all ends this week. There was a little confusion, but you'll check your email. If you need a little more time to pull the trigger, email me, please. Let's get into that. Let's get that. And the other one, the V, was Velodrome Finance. Yeah. This was another finance thing. And I'm thinking, yeah, there you go. I mean, yikes, that was 2 cents. No, 0.2 of a cent a year ago for the 10X. And even just recently, you know, from 1 to 3, well done. Not much I can offer here. We did have patterns. Look, big patterns down there. Can't really do anything. I can't chase that. I don't want to chase that. But what's the long term? Yeah, the long term, see that this potential for recovery is insane. I mean, yes. I'm not saying the whole range is relevant, but a fraction of this range where you're 3 cents, could you go to 10 or 20? Sure. What's a better chart there? Yeah, I'll have to come back to that. Velo. Why do I have two? I have two different. That's not right. I have to come back to this. Oh, that's on Coinbase? Amazing, 36. But that was 6 cents. I'll come back to that. I'm looking at these finance coins, though. Like that Clover, CLV. What was the other one? Was it Liquidity? LQTY? Or Earn? Maybe it was Earn. ERN. Hold on. ERN's like this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was. Yeah, this is. I like this because a lot of patterns looking left, and we did a type 1 off the bat. So ERN USD, that's another new one. There's a few of these. It's like RBN, ERN, and a few others. I like these. Got patterns. We did a back-to-back pattern. We had the type 1 reaction. Okay, now looking for that right at 288, you're 295 currently, to send that back to like 450, 475 area from this immediate level. We will talk more about these kind of setups in our 2025 strategy session. Yeah, a lot there. We already did Flare and Ribbon. Let's jump over to some of those stocks. How about Hut, guys? Hut 8 mining. I think you have to look at Hut and then relate it to others that are going to play catch up. Because Hut back in September was 8. Now it's 30. So this potential is out there. Go to things like CleanSpark. CleanSpark, CLSK, back at 12. Almost kissed that 1038. This is probably one of the best miners out there setting up. Where can we get a retest? Almost got there last week. We were looking for 1033 exactly. You're 1249, but like Hut and a few other of these, I think these just coiling up, getting ready, because Hut's got, you look at the price recovery range here. Massive patterns looking left. You're down here at 12, somewhere between, basically 10, 40, 11 bucks is the target range. And we're looking for this thing to go back to like 30. If Hut can do it, these others can do it. CleanSpark. What was the other one? IREN. That's already moving. Yeesh. That was just 8 recovering. IREN. BTBT, yes, that has lagged. But that too, just kind of coiling up at these big patterns. I think you have to probably play a few of them. Spread it out. Some are going to move. Others maybe languish a bit. But you got big patterns looking left. You're at 4 bucks. You're looking for 13 to target 1. Coinbase, yeah, still. It's this bat pattern up here, 311. Basically hitting 330. We talked about this last week. Can't get through 330. Just let that do its thing. We could go higher here. I'm not there yet. I really can't offer anything at this level when you're trying to resolve a bearish pattern. But there's a lot going on there. MicroStrategy looks like it wants to make the run back to 500 here. 392. Just kind of holding up there. 4-hour chart, guys. We had this. Just in the last, 2 weeks, after all that craziness, You have some things that are lower, like 350 is current moving support, and then some resistance yellow dot around 415. So let that settle out. That's going to take a little more time. I think that's got some work to do. Let it, yeah. I mean, MicroStrategy, I'd look maybe let it come in, but we do want to think that this is like Bitcoin's going to do the big move, which it will. MicroStrategy, it makes a retest of 520. It's just where do we try to jump on that? Is it right here? I don't think so. Is it maybe lower, retest some of this stuff, 360-ish? Yeah, I think it's like that. The software on MicroStrategy not painting any patterns. You have to get the 2-week trial, Mim. You got to get the 2-week trial because you got stuff like this. Hourly was a perfect type 2 crab. And so it's not that I'm bearish on MSTR. I'm just saying it's digesting, still in digestion mode of what happened last month. And that's fine. Got some yellow dots currently. And you might see this start to stabilize. But again, is it 360 or is it 390? I'm of the opinion it's more like 360. Let that come in a little bit more. Same with Coinbase. Here's another one I've really had a lot of fun with. It's Robinhood. And I continue to play this. And every time it sells off and gives us some 5-minute, hourly too, but this is this morning. 5-minute bat pattern right there at the hop for 40.50. And now we have another 5-minute, we're retesting the zone. And Robinhood just continues to do stuff like this. And it's a lot like Palantir and some of these others where you went to the 382, you blasted it. All-time 886 is much higher, but I think that's a target. 72 for 2025 is likely a likely 12-month objective. I'm going to go more of the 618. Looking for a 618 test here at $52, probably inside the first quarter or sooner. But Robinhood, okay, and of course Tesla. So Tesla, Palantir, Robinhood, those have been our big stocks, and they are continuing to rock. I mean, Tesla, 470, was at 480 this morning. And I'm going to continue to say that 470, I mean, we've been talking about this since 220. The number is 600. Tesla's doing a 1618 breakout, if not more so, where we think 1618, 1902, these are all likely objectives. I think it's like, Tesla trades 600 next year, maybe as high as 700, 12-month target, but that's where Tesla's going. Just I'm focused on these handful of markets, and that's it. One or two more of these, like Nvidia. Okay, still waiting for a daily oversold reading. That's it. You got a couple of things here a little bit lower. Here you go. It's still a deep crab. What didn't happen yet? No oversold trigger to send the return move. So got to wait for this to come down a little bit. Amplified's down there. You're probably 2 days. And we might go as low. I thought we were thinking 133. Still didn't get confirmation. Sure, we could go as low as 120, but that would be a bigger setup move. Absolutely. That would be, if we get a dot down here at 120, that's it. Apple, yeah, Apple just shows you how strong this market is. Apple at 250, I say Apple just continues. Remember, Apple's like this. Apple has this big, several big patterns preceding it, but we were 1618 off of the 2024 early correction to a 314, and we talked about 280, and 280's easy. 280 to 3618, 290, book it. It's not a stretch, and it just shows you the kind of bullish market we are sitting in. We're an aggressive bullish market. One of your largest market caps is doing this continuation move. So that's like, I think 280, 290. I still say Nvidia is a 170 stock. I'm not worried about it at 130 or 120 or even 110, because I know we're going to target 170 in a year. One or two more. What's up, Curtis? What is SMR? That it's so important. We got to hit it 3 times. Nuke scale power. All right, high flyer. Low flyer to high flyer. Kind of a thing. Can't offer anything, my man. Can't really offer you anything. Weekly, daily. Daily oversold. Okay. 4 hour. Anything here? Bueller? Anything coming on in? No. Oversold. Yeah, can't really do anything for you here. I would love to see a bat pattern or Gartley crab off the top. You just don't, nothing's really getting generated. I'll put it on the register. I will monitor this. You know, it was 32, now 21. But again, that was $4 back in, what was that, September. $7 September. So you're definitely chasing. I would just say bring it up every once in a week or two. I'll keep an eye on that, because anything like the nuclear power stuff, like I'm reminded of like Cameco. They're like the biggest one, and they had some big patterns prior to this run. Yeah, you had big patterns on that CCJ on the weekly, and I think this is trying to rev to go to all-time new highs. Price discovery, but get on the 4 hour. Yeah, okay. I'm there on the 4 hour. Somewhere around 52. It should be holding right there. If you're looking for a nuclear power play, what was the other one? OEI? Was it? No, it wasn't OEI. I think it was UEC is the other, uranium energy. And I like this one because this has been steadily climbing in a really nice channel. Coming off of that, this is UEC. I've mentioned this before. Probably the last place and last time we were looking to jump in on this. I think it was like around $4. If you're not monitoring UEC, I would. Because that's a strong uptrend where this could go 6, 8-ish range to go to 15, 20, do something really interesting. Look, we have this. Had that Gartley just before this most recent run, around 525. I would look for that. You know, maybe you retest that, but this is acting like something that really does want to blast off. You know, kind of like the one before that you mentioned, which was I forget what, SMR or NNE. Yeah, this one is just still coiling up. 542 NNE. That's that nuclear, nano nuclear. Yeah, that's pretty much overdone at the moment. If anything, you're probably going to retrace. You're at the 886. It's like this. You know, bang, down to there. Back up. 886 was like almost perfect. 382 is you're there at 22, 23. You know, you need some confirmation, but not bad. I like UEC better. QBT, yeah, I know that one. I don't want to look at that one. I just don't want to look at stuff that's already mooned. I want to look at things that are in development. Labu, 3x directional. Yeah, 106, not bad. That's all right. I'm more like, I still say, look, Palantir continues to trade like a dream, much like Hood. I mean, we've been looking at Palantir since the 20s. Now it's 78. And go on the 5-minute chart. Just continues to kind of post really nice patterns. Here you go. Regular trading hours. And climb. I think that's day tradable. I think you could day trade. Look, a couple of patterns here around 71, 72. Every time, trade them for 1, 2, 3 points. These are very tradable. I've had a bunch of these that have just been phenomenal. I like them. Tesla. These all continue to go. Yeah, Palantir. Yeah, it's tough to buy it. I hear it. But you got to keep taking shots on the 5-minute pullbacks minimum or better. I mean, even think of it this way. If you knew that every hourly pullback was a buy, you just hit it. So, we talked about this last time. Look, that was the last one, and that was a week ago. And then you had a couple other yellow dots here and there. That was back the 18th of November, and then right there, the very beginning of November, and you've doubled off of that last one. If we're going to continue, which we are, then you just continue to ride it on the way up. Sure. You can day trade those. Absolutely. I've been doing that with Hood. Hood, like every, buy it on retracements, catch it for these 10, 15% moves and go again. A lot of that's been working out. And I think we're going to get into super hot market. I didn't even talk about the Qs or the fact that anyone look and see the fact that, NASDAQ is making serious separation from the 20K level, that we're now 22.4, getting 22.5. Also, hourly dots getting printed, every one. Bullish dot there and there and there. All continuations. That should not stop. There's the 5-minute for today. Let me get regular trading hours. You couldn't ask for a better market, guys. You just could not ask for better conditions. Let me go with the Qs. So we talked about the Qs of why the 550 level was critical. It still is. And we're just, every one of these is, pushes higher. Remember, 550. 550 is like this. We're at the 1618 at 505. And then the 1902, that creates our range. It's more like, yes, it's like 545. 542. But you're going to make a run to 550. We're almost there. That's the 1902, 1618 overspill range, folks. And it would be impressive. Hey, if we tagged, think about this. If we tagged 550 before the new year, that would set up for a lot further to go into the new year. I mean, it is remarkable. And the SPY is like this. 618, remember that? We talked about hitting this hop level for a long time. We're still there. 618.44. That's the objective. And we're just, okay, a couple days here, pausing on the inside, but you're not seeing even individual retracement days. You just see these mild pausing inside days where there's not a lot of selling. This is just this sheer continuation. Ever since that August low, I mean, it's been aggressive. That's the S&P 500 too. 500, 513 to 610 almost. That's super strong stuff. There are a bunch more of these, yeah. Yes, there is a dot. What's up, Adam? There's a dot on the monthly, but remember, we've talked about why this is so critical. That dot was not official until November 1st. November was the first month we even consider it. What happened? You blew through it. This is the big dot, 618. Okay, and we're considering the whole zone, 618 to 561. If anything, yeah, we could assess it like this, 30 bar window. It's probably better on the weekly. Probably better on the weekly. That, much like Bitcoin situation, okay? Are we in a sideways to higher grind? On the weekly, 30 weeks out, gets you to there, gets you to February 3rd. Now, it might not take the whole 30 weeks here, but it's interesting. We had the initial completion of the pattern back in late July, early August. And now the effectiveness, think of it that way, the mojo of this pattern, it's going to start to run out really soon. A couple more weeks, 2 or 3 more weeks, we're getting to the end of the window. And that window is like this. There. That's your 30 week. 30 weeks, that's enough time. And what's it doing? Sideways to higher. Also, if we're going to do what Bitcoin did, and we do a type 1 failure, which is very likely here, and there's much bigger levels to consider, but we will know because we move through in terms of price and time. So price is above 618.44. Time is February 10, meaning this whole scenario for any kind of bearish reaction, retracement, whatever, okay, it loses all of its mojo in about 5 or 6 weeks. Think of it that way. Beyond that, then you kick it up, and then you're back on your monthly basis here. It's a beautiful pattern, but it's not a trade opportunity yet. I mean, we have the dot, we have a retest. We need a couple of things. You need a couple of red bearish bars on the monthly, and look at what's going on with HSI. That's continuing higher. These are all signs that tell you we are still continuing higher. Amplified since the 50 level is back in the overbought, staying overbought, and that could spend 2 or 3 more months overbought before we even have to consider it or worry about it. So definitely, let's get clear. Patterns are a starting point. The dot is confirmation. But now we break it down and tell us what's happening at this event of the pattern completion and confirmation. We're continuing higher. It's not an automatic thing, which still plays into the thesis that the next 2-3 months is still higher no matter what. Let's say the economy totally craps out. It's still 2 or 3 months away before anything like that could even develop. So full on acceleration. Let's go. I hope that helps, especially for new folks. Because listen, I know there's a lot of people that will just draw or whatever, any pattern and say, yeah, it's going to go down. No, it's a starting point. That's why you guys get the software. Please, everyone that's in here. Anybody that's in here, you're spending your time with me, your afternoon, great to have you. Please get the tool. It's free. 2 weeks. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get the 14-day free trial. Next person to type in HPC30 will get a 30-day trial, and that's going to be my last one. HPC30. I need to see it for you to win. And we'll give you a 30-day to the gold, show you what we do there, and 30 days on the TradingView license. You got it. I hope that helps. We need to do more of that. It's got to be HPC 30, guys. HPC 30. I say that. JB, you're the winner. And I say that specifically because I want to keep you guys on your toes. JB won with HPC 30. I'll give away a few more on Thursday, and we'll do a Christmas special next Tuesday, Christmas Eve. Let's do some fun stuff in the next couple of shows. Okay? But that's what I have for today, folks. Again, get the software, the Black Friday deal that's going to expire. And then we will have a discount, but it won't be sizable like we had. I think we're going to go to a 15%, but 30% right now, you 1 or 2 more days. And then once that's over, it's done. Send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com and get with the program. You have any questions, send your note to harmonictrader@gmail.com. All the winners, you have to contact me at that email address. All right? We'll be back on Thursday, so hit subscribe. Hit the like button on the way out. If you're liking what you're seeing here and you have any questions, get to me. Okay? As always, great session. See you next time. Go get them.